Our top story tonight on Gravitas is about the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. He has made a big admission during a Canadian public inquiry into alleged foreign interference. Justin Trudeau said Canada had no hard evidentiary proof to substantiate the shocking allegations linking Indian government agents to the killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar last year. Let that sink in for a moment. No hard evidence, only intelligence. So tonight we are asking the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau tough questions that deserve to be answered. Question 1. Why did Justin Trudeau rush to accuse India without presenting any solid proof? Question number 2. Is Trudeau using this India narrative to cover up his own domestic failures and protect his political position? Question 3. Why has Trudeau failed to crack down on extremism in Canada, allowing it to flourish under his watch? Question 4. What was Trudeau's motive in taking swift action against India without concrete evidence to back it up? And question 5, has Trudeau recklessly jeopardized Canada's relationship with India purely for political gain and without a clear strategy? You see, India has been saying for over a year that it had no role in Hardeep Singh Nijjar's death, yet Trudeau chose to accuse India. How can the Prime Minister of a country make such a reckless claim is the question, and risk damaging relations with the world's largest democracy. Reports not just in India but even in Canadian media state that Justin Trudeau's admission of lacking concrete proof against India is nothing short of embarrassing. Let's just go back to the first of the 5 questions that we have for the Canadian Prime Minister. Why did Trudeau rush to accuse India without presenting any solid proof? Was this entire fiasco a political move, one that has now badly backfired? What does Trudeau's attempt to turn back on his accusations during a public inquiry tell us? As per reports during the inquiry, Trudeau also spoke of having intelligence against India rather than evidence. But this is an elementary fact. Intelligence is not evidence. And in Trudeau's context, intelligence alone should never be enough, especially to justify hurling such serious accusations at a sovereign nation. Our second question, is Trudeau using this India narrative to cover up his own domestic failures and protect his political position? According to reports, Trudeau is facing a steep decline in popularity both within his party and among Canadians, so much so that his political survival is at stake. In fact, a poll conducted by Angus Reid, a Canadian not-for-profit organization, reportedly shows that Trudeau's disapproval rating has jumped from 39% last year to 65% now, a whopping jump. Simultaneously, his approval rating has dropped from 51% in 2023 to 30% this year. And like we told you earlier this week, reports say that at least 20 Liberal Party MPs, the party Trudeau heads, have signed a document calling for his resignation, fearing that under his leadership, the party could face an electoral wipe out. Reports further stating that this is not just about Nijjar, it's about securing votes. Canada, after all, is home to a sizable Sikh population, the 4th largest ethnic community there in the country. Some members of this community reportedly support the Khalistani movement. Is Trudeau appearing to be courting these key electoral demographics? Or is he just shifting the national conversation, or trying to do that, shifting it from his domestic failures and trying to deflect attention? Going back to our third question, why has Trudeau failed to crack down on extremism in Canada, allowing it to flourish under his watch? This question has come up time and again because of what we see happening in Canada. Let's also tell you at this point, as per reports, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, RCMP, alleged that agents, quote unquote, of the Indian government were collaborating with the Lawrence Bishnoi gang to spread terror on Canadian soil. Now, let's just get the facts straight here. Bishnoi is currently lodged in the Sabarmati Central Jail in Ahmedabad. In fact, the Ministry of External Affairs said on Thursday that India had shared requests with Canada for the arrest of members of the Lawrence Bishnoi gang, but Canada did not act on New Delhi's core concerns. Basically, instead of engaging with India as a partner and addressing legitimate concerns, Trudeau has conveniently chosen to escalate tensions, it seems, all while failing to provide concrete evidence. India's Ministry of External Affairs reiterated that Canada had presented no evidence whatsoever to support the serious accusations and called Trudeau's behavior cavalier. Let's just take you back to our fourth question for the Canadian Prime Minister. What was Trudeau's motive behind taking swift action against India without concrete evidence to back it up? Let's just get you context here. As per reports, at a news conference in Ottawa on Monday, Trudeau claimed that evidence showed that Indian government agents had engaged in activities that threatened public safety in Canada, including clandestine information gathering techniques, coercive behavior targeting South Asian Canadians, and involvement in over a dozen threatening and violent acts, including murder, quote unquote. In fact, he added that the evidence brought forth by the police could not be ignored. But where is this so-called evidence? At the very first opportunity to put forward this argument, Trudeau said he had intelligence, not any hard evidence against India. On Monday, India received a diplomatic communication from Canada suggesting that the Indian High Commissioner and other diplomats were persons of interest in a matter related to an investigation. Nijjar was not mentioned, but the reference was obvious. But so far, Trudeau has not provided any proof. So why act so swiftly without having any basis? And that led to our fifth and final question. Has Trudeau recklessly jeopardized Canada's relationship with India purely for political gain and without a clear strategy? You see, India is not just any country. It's a rising global power with a rapidly growing economy, a thriving democracy, and significant influence on the global stage. As per reports, Trudeau's actions risk alienating this essential partner. India has already made it clear that it will not tolerate baseless allegations, and the damage to relations between the two countries could be long-lasting. What was the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's end game here? Was he trying to divert attention from internal political issues? Was this just a desperate attempt to shore up his image at home, while in a way sacrificing Canada's international standing? The fact remains, Trudeau has led his country into a diplomatic disaster. His claims of foreign interference without hard evidence ended up straining relations with India, a nation that could play a crucial role in Canada's future. Trudeau may have just acted recklessly with little regard for the long-term consequences. Canada deserves better. So does India and the rest of the world. Isn't it time Justin Trudeau answers these tough questions with a straight face? To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.